Blessings, beautiful being. So in this video, what I want to talk about is why do enlightened people have more karma than others? So the reason why I'm delivering this video today for you is because it's very likely that if you're watching this, you are on the path of enlightenment. And there's a future you that is already enlightened. And that's where I want to start off this video with. Because in the higher realms, when we go up into higher densities, and by the way, there's a difference between dimensions and densities. That's what I learned from my mentors, Shakina and Sananda from Trun Ray. There's only 3 dimensions in this world: height, width, length. But then there's more densities. So the higher you go in densities, the lighter it becomes. And then when you go super high, there isn't any material things. There's just light. But in this lower densities, it's very heavy and very dense. That's what the word density. But basically, in the higher realms and in the truth realms, time doesn't exist and time collapses on itself. So the future is now. The past is now. What Eckhart Tolle talks about, everything happens in the now. Now. So that's why I can say that if you are on the path of enlightenment, you are already enlightened. So why do enlightened people have more karma? It's actually very simple. It has to do with the fact that you've lived many more lifetimes than most beings. You're a very old soul. So then throughout all these lifetimes, you've collected all this karmic baggage. And another reason is because your vibration is so high, your level of consciousness is so high, that in order to even stay on this earth, to not raise, to not catapult into the cosmos, into the source, to disappear basically, you need to have some karmic baggage to ground you. That's why typically for enlightened beings, it's very hard to ground and it's very hard to integrate back into this earth. And that's also, for me, I've been trying to do that, but it's really hard. And I want to give some examples because that can really help you understand what this is all about. And what then also to do with your current life to help you with the afterlife and so on. And actually I want to touch on that before I get into this. So understand this. Your life, and this is what I learned from Twin Ray once again, Sanana and Shakina, eternally grateful for them. They told me that in this current life, you have, and they're truly my masters, truly, they masters of this art of enlightenment. They have fully liberated themselves. But basically, this life is all about earthly initiations. So you have certain initiations, certain milestones that you must go through in order to advance further. For example, in my own life to share, getting into a mental hospital was one thing, right? Just being here, purifying the karma here, and also advancing to the next level. So getting this apartment that I'm right now, this supported apartment or this rehab center, that was the next initiation. So not escaping to somewhere like Brazil that I did in the past, facing my karma. That's one initiation. And then the initiation go higher and higher and higher. For example, my dad's death was one initiation for sure. Going into Vancouver, Canada, moving there by myself was one initiation. But each time the initiation gets more advanced and more intense, unfortunately, but also fortunately, because the rewards also get better and bigger eventually. And then guess what? This is where it gets exciting, in my opinion. Later on, after you've bypassed and passed or not bypassed, but past your earthly initiations, you're gonna go through cosmic initiations. And there's actually a choice that you can stay on this earth, you can come back, you can become like an angel, you can do whatever you want. So how crazy is this? So then I want to give you some examples of some ascended masters who have a lot of karma. And again, what is ascended master? Ascended master is somebody who has achieved liberation and who has ascended into the higher realms after their passing. And now they're operating there as an ascended master. You can always call upon them. There's thousands of ascended masters. Some of my favorites, of course, there's Jesus and Buddha, by far the most known, well known, the Buddha, who I love as well, Mother Mary. But then more practically, for example, Nelson Mandela. And Nelson Mandela is probably a person that gets a bit like criticism, but he's been my hero. And imagine this. This guy basically was just didn't want this movement. He was kind of in opposition to this movement, what it was called. I don't remember the movement name, but he was in opposition to that. And that's why he got sentenced to jail for 27 years. Imagine that. I listened to his autobiography, it's crazy. For 27 years, he was in jail. And after his jail sentence, he forgave the people, apartheid, that was the one. He forgave the people who put him into jail. How crazy. So you might ask, as Nelson Mandela is like, why did this happen? Why am I in jail? But it's very simple, like that's a massive earthly initiation. His life is an initiation itself. So, and he passed it. He became an ascended master. That's it. Same thing with Mother Teresa, again, another person who gets criticism, or some people call, she wasn't really what she was, all these things. Same thing with Dalai Lama. All these people, even they're part of Illuminati, all these people say these things. I don't like it. Because these people have done a lot of good things in the world. But basically, and we have to understand this, like when you go high in power, obviously the other people as well who are in high in power, you're going to be connected with them. It just makes sense. Because that's people hang around with like-minded people. And Mother Teresa, like she collected funds and fundraised money from rich people. So who do you think she's associated with? People from Illuminati, so to say. I have nothing against that. So basically, Mother Teresa, she had a very interesting life. And I heard this actually from a Christian, or Orthodox Christian, who was very, very high vibrational in the hospital. And he told me that Mother Teresa had a dark night of soul for her entire life. Imagine this. For her entire life, she had a dark night of soul. And still, she managed to help the poor. Managed to help the poor and the most suffering. So then I want you to look at your own life. Where are you at? What challenges are coming up in your life? What problems do you have? What don't you like? What do you dislike? And are you able to see through the veil of forgetfulness that, hey, this didn't really happen to me, it's happening for me. This is an earthly initiation. It's preparing me for something greater in the future. But are you at the same time, are you able to be in the present moment with it, suffer through it? And yes, sometimes you have to suffer. And when I say suffer, I don't really mean the word suffering that we tend to use. Words are very powerful, of course, but words are just words at the end of the day as well. Are you able to feel the pain? Are you able to go through this hero's journey? Become the warrior of a light that you're supposed to become? Because that's really what is happening here. God is shaping you in becoming the person you're supposed to become. God is preparing you for your destiny. Everything is going according to plan, because if you just surrender to the karma, to your destiny, everything is going to go well. Nothing's going to go bad. Because in the higher realms, you've already decided this, if that makes sense. So it's simple. But then the only thing that's going to be like afraid is your ego. But that's why this journey is so beautiful. It's all about letting go of the ego, letting go of the fears, letting go of the doubts, and just surrendering it to it. Just like Jesus Christ on the cross, fully surrendering. Even though it wasn't always great for him. So that is my message. Look at your life. Where are you? And do you see where you're going? Because when you see this big picture, it becomes so much easier to navigate, because this is what I've had. If you ask me like, how can I manage my life being in the mental hospital, having to go through all these things, these trials and tribulations, how do I manage this? It's by knowing that everything is going according to divine plan, that I'm purifying karma. And I want to share a last thing that I learned from my mentor, Christoph Melchizedek, beautiful person, and also Alea, his wife, beautiful people. The whole family is beautiful. Twin flames, by the way. Almost moved to New Zealand to be with them, to work with them. Didn't happen though. But basically, Christoph Melchizedek, he talks about how it's either pain now or pain later. So you either face the pain now, you either face the karma now, or you face the karma in a later period of your life, or later lifetime. You come back, you reincarnate here. So my question to you is, do you want to go through this process again and again and again and again? This samsara. Or do you want to become enlightened and become free of this, and then do what you want to do? Like in the higher realms, you can literally do anything. You can teleport, you can do telepathy, you can become an angel, an archangel, you can be an ascended master, you can do cosmic initiations, you can come back on earth, be a spirit guide. So many things. You can just ascend higher through source. So many things that I don't even know about. Most stuff I learned from Twin Ray and also Christoph Melchizedek. So that's my video. I hope that it was helpful. If it was, make sure to hit the like button. Also comment below any questions you might have. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below. Click on the bell. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.